Greetings, members of the judging panel. We are Team Crack, and we are here today to present Project Echo, the next generation revitalization strategy for Maxim's Cake. The core challenge for Maxim's today is twofold. Our solution is a dual-track deployment designed to modernize the entire customer ecosystem, bridging the gap between the brand's immense physical advantage and the necessity of high-value digital and experimental consumption. Let us begin by analyzing the current landscape.
Maxim's Group currently occupies a position of strength, particularly through its unparalleled scale, centralized production efficiency, and dominance across MTR locations. However, this foundation is eroding. The core brand, Maxim's Cake, is perceived as antiquated and purely transactional. Crucially, our analysis confirms a regression in both market profitability and overall digital presence and search volume in recent periods. As shown on the chart on the left, Maxim's Cake's online visibility in Hong Kong has been declining steadily since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Moreover, according to the financial reports of DFI Retail Group, which holds a 50% stake in Maxim's Cakes, the brand profits declined in both 2023 and 2024. This signals that the mass market model is rapidly decaying. Simultaneously, the deluxe brands Roll and Paper Stone are struggling. They face fierce competition from artisan rivals like A1, and they cannot overcome the pervasive consumer perception of central factory manufacturing, which undermines their premium positioning. Our strategic opportunity is to leverage the group's foundational strengths, its scale and quality control, to construct a data-centric ecosystem. This system will effectively bridge daily convenience with premium consumption aspirations, securing the next generation of consumers.
To execute this dual-track strategy, we must first clearly define our target clients into two distinct segments. Tier 1, the commuter utility buyer, is the high-frequency, low AOV segment, aged 25 to 45. Their core requirement is speed and reliable value, especially that moment of post-work reward. Currently, this segment is well served by MTR locations, but is lacking digital engagement. Our diagnosis is clear. We must capture their transaction data through gamification to convert functional purchases into sustained loyalty. Tier 2, the experimental gifting buyers, is the younger, high AOV segment, Gen Z and millennials. Their need is novelty, high aesthetic value conducive to social media propagation, and genuine craftsmanship. The major challenge here is that the mass market image of the core brand acts as a barrier. For Tier 2, we must establish a completely new, sophisticated brand identity to gain legitimacy in the premium segment.
Pillar 1 focuses entirely on the digital transformation of Maxim's Cakes, turning it into a convenience engine. First, we introduce a new gamified loyalty program. The mechanism involves seamless mobile pre-order and expedited pickup. The execution is detailed. We will use a tiered point system, such as awarding 5 bonus points for early morning pickups, and provide systematic surprise rewards like upgrading 5% of daily vouchers to a complimentary large loaf based on purchase history. The goal is simple: acquire critical consumer behavioral data and transform the negative queuing experience into a moment of positive surprise. Second, we propose the Late Night Sweet Reward Initiative. This is a collaboration with MTR to introduce specialized menus after 9 p.m. The menu is streamlined to reduce strain on the central kitchen, focusing on converting items like discounted dinner rolls or warm milk tarts. This is a brilliant operational and emotional synergy. It helps us reduce the daily inventory write-off rate, optimizing our cost of goods sold while deepening the brand's emotional connection by providing that essential post-work comfort to tired commuters. Pillar 2 addresses the deluxe brands, driving higher margins and correcting brand perception. We focus on the artisan lab concept. The fundamental challenge here is the central factory stigma. We tackle this head-on with a strategic brand endorsement strategy. We do not use the name Maxim's Deluxe. Instead, we launch a new, contemporary brand, Artisan. This name conveys exclusivity and craftsmanship. Crucially, the tagline will be a Maxim's Group experience, powered by Maxim's Quality and Central Kitchen. This tagline strategically reframes factory from a negative association into an asset of quality assurance, hygiene, and supply chain reliability.
The execution centers on artisanal credibility and experiential retail. The flagship Artisan Lab must be a destination. We will install a transparent, glass-walled baking demonstration station, allowing direct observation of chefs at work to eliminate the negative perception of central production. Furthermore, we will focus on limited edition, highly visually aesthetic desserts designed specifically to possess high social sharing currency, thereby driving organic media exposure and replacing expensive traditional advertising. This two-pronged approach ensures both high-margin sales and sustainable brand heat. The strength of Project Echo lies in the synergy between these two pillars. The most powerful effect is the physical-digital loop. MTR traffic drives app downloads, which acts as our data acquisition tool. This data is then used to push exclusive experiential offers for artisan labs to our high-potential customers, converting low-value physical traffic into high AOV experiential consumption. The unified CRM also provides data-driven cannibalization control. We can precisely target customers, maximizing the profitability of each transaction and preventing internal brand competition. This ensures we convert low-margin transactions into high-margin experiences. Our expected impact is significant within 3 years. We project a 5 to 8% CAGR in bakery division revenue, primarily driven by the high AOV of the artisan labs. Simultaneously, we anticipate a 3% reduction in COGS achieved through improved predictive ordering from the digital marketing program. This strategy future-proofs the brand and significantly elevates group value. We also assess the possible cost incurred and revenue turned in from the two key operations to obtain the figure of potential profits. To calculate profit from our sub-brand, we base it on daily revenue and the typical profit margin for Maxim's, then expand that into the vast network of Maxim's branches. At last, subtracting the possible cost incurred to fully establish a sub-brand, we get around 492 million Hong Kong dollars. To calculate profit from gift boxes, we first evaluated the potential market of gift boxes per year and assumed market share and profit margin. We eventually yielded a profit of around 580 million.
Our phased deployment plan is structured for controlled growth and validation. Phase 1 involves piloting the digital marketing plan at 10 key stations, and most importantly, launching the inaugural Artisan Lab flagship as a proof of concept. We will only enter Phase 2 expansion after successfully validating the high AOV and social ROI of the first flagship. Finally, we acknowledge the two key risks. The risk of brand dilution is mitigated by the soft endorsement approach and the strict maintenance of completely separate aesthetics and product lines. The risk of high capital expenditure for the flagship is mitigated by our phased rollout strategy, ensuring the capital is only deployed where validated high returns have been proven. Project Echo is not just a marketing facelift, is a full ecosystem modernization that leverage maximum scale to build a data-driven, future-proof, two-tier brand portfolio. Thank you.